You know, I have worked in the healthcare industry for basically 20 years, and I have seen so many bad things happen in this country which are completely unjustified. Uh, so that I have come to the conclusion, and this was about 10 years ago, so that's not a recent development for me, that universal healthcare is an absolute necessity for any developed nation. Basic things need to be taken care of, not only to take care of individual people, but as the hopefulness for our nation as a whole. If people cannot afford basic health care, basic needs, then there is something very wrong, especially once a nation embarks on military adventures elsewhere and doesn't essentially help people but destroys other people. There are many instances where basic health care can be achieved through taxes. And I know everyone is talking about, not, don't raise our taxes, don't do this, don't do that. You know, I have no problem with an income tax as long as it is going for the greater good, but I am not in favor of it once it causes further destruction, not just here, but around the globe. There are many people who deserve help from a larger community, and they cannot possibly do it on their own. And so a sense of community is what universal health care is all about. This is not about elective procedures, something that might have to be done. It is just very basic care. And I've seen too many things happen in my profession where people have just basically been left out in the cold, and nobody talks about it, and people basically go unnoticed, and they get very sick and they die because they don't have the money to pay for the care. You know, this is something that Michael Moore brought up in his movie Sicko, in a different vein than I would, but there is an absolute truth to the notion that healthcare, basic healthcare, should be not in question in a civilized society. Because once we start to question the well-being of those of us who are less fortunate, then I think there's something very wrong with our moral character, both individually and as a nation. So that's my take on universal health care. There's plenty of money for it, believe me. If the Pentagon was getting half the money it was getting right now, there wouldn't be any problem with universal health care. And then, of course, part 5, probably I'm going to do a separate video about this, the presidential election. I'm not happy with any of the candidates out there, the major candidates. I favored some others in the past, and needless to say, you know, I'm definitely not going to be voting for McCain or any Republican in the presidential election. But I have to tell you quite honestly, I'm having some very grave reservations in general, because whatever we may see in this election cycle is not, it's not all out there. It's not what you see on television. It's not what you see during the debates. And I'm really not sure what to do. I'm in a quandary about it, and I might be persuaded to vote for Obama, but it's going to be a difficult choice, no matter what, because campaigns are not what they are cut out to be. And so I'll talk about that issue later. Thanks for listening. No, really, thanks for listening. Part 4. I'll see you later. Bye.